And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, February 14th. This is 2015. This is Season 9, Episode 7. I'm Scott.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Matt.
And I'm RJ.
And welcome to the show.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Having issues?
No,
You just didn't know where to go from there?
Good play?
letting the music play. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. You can check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGameChat, over on Facebook, InGameChat as well. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. And we are streaming right now on Twitch. Head over to twitch.tv. You can find us there and join in the chat room live while we broadcast. Just go to twitch.tv, do a search for In-Game Chat. You will find us. You can watch us, listen to us there, and then you can join in the chat room and chat with us while we broadcast. There's some other listeners in there. In fact, we'll do an early chat room roll call, and we'll do one later when everybody starts to show up. But Lavos is in there, Multile, Taxis59, AC Wraith, Mumnut, Cavalier UK, Duke Frukum, who I don't think has bought Evolve, which I'm kind of disappointed that he hasn't done that, and then Jimmy the Saint hanging out as well. I watched a little bit of Jimmy the Saint play. I watched Jimmy the Saint play a little bit of Dying Light through Steam's broadcasting
What'd you
feature. I was just really checking out the broadcasting feature of Steam. I thought that was really cool. I mean, I have the game, so I played a little bit of it. Not very much, but I just thought it was really cool because I was playing Sunless Sea the other day. I think it was after the show. And a little box popped up and said, "Hey, somebody wants to watch your broadcast." And I forgot that Steam was doing this now. And so I went through my settings, I enabled broadcasting, and so that anybody could watch it as well. And then after that, I was looking around, I was like, let me watch other people play. So I watched Dennis play a little bit of Dying Light. I watched a couple other people play Sunless Sea. I thought that was really, really cool. I can just click on that and watch anybody. I mean, I know there's Twitch. I know I can do that with Twitch if I want to, but Steam... it was fun to be able to watch my friends play stuff. So I thought that was an interesting feature. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. As you can tell, Dennis is not here today, and James is not here today. I know you're thinking, well, James, par for the course type situation. But Dennis should be back next week, and James should be. He was going to be back today, and then work gave him a call, and he could not come in. So that really sucks, but hopefully we'll have him back in the studio here with us next Saturday. Regardless, hopefully all of you will be here with us next Saturday as well. But let's talk about this week that was and today as well. Let's go through real quickly and talk about what we've all played. I have played a little bit of Dying Light. I've enjoyed the very tiny bit that I played. I haven't played enough of it to really give you another assessment of whether I like it or not. What happened was that once I left the tutorial, and it's like you go out into the world and you get your stem shot or whatever that thing is from the dude out in the trailer, and then it's like, okay, there you go, here's the whole thing. You have to go set some traps and stuff, but suddenly I was outside of the building, and so the world was like, here's this gigantic world for me to go around in. This happened to me when I played Batman Arkham City, and it's happened a few other times in games that are open world. I believe Black Flag was another one where it's like, I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot of there's a bunch here.
There's stuff everywhere.
And it not necessarily causes me to shut down, but that's exactly what I did, was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not done with the game, and I'll definitely jump back into it, but it just felt overwhelming with the amount of stuff to do.
You find yourself as you're running towards an objective, you'll see like the random encounter pop up of like, someone needs help, and I'll like just stop what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, let me go help.
Was this in Dying Light?
Yeah.
Seriously, I did not even leave the trailer. I was outside, and I looked at the map, and it told me where to go, and I was getting used to my free running mechanic and how that whole thing worked, and I was just like, there's a lot to do. That's a lot. I want to go back to play Sunless Sea. And so I stopped that, and I went and played more Sunless Sea. I have been playing Sunless Sea. I enjoy Sunless Sea. There's a lot of reading involved. It's basically you get on your boat, you go out and explore, and you try and make it back to the shore. You try and make it back to the dock that you started from, the home dock. And then once you do that, you'll have enough to buy upgrades and to further storylines that you pick up. Combat is not very great, but sometimes you try to avoid that, and sometimes you can avoid it. Sometimes you get forced right into it, but it's not the best. But it's a little bit disturbing to go too far out because you've got to have enough fuel to get back to home base. And you can run out of fuel and be stranded out there in the water and just watch as everything goes to hell, basically. The crew gets scared because your ship can't move anymore. So the crew gets scared. Food starts to go scarce. And then they start to die, and then they start to eat each other, and then it just that's it. You know? The game starts out, when you start the game, it's like, go ahead and pick a captain. Don't worry about him, because he's probably not going to last very long. You'll be picking other captains as you go about, because the map remains open. Like when you start and you look at the map, it's all black except for that one little part that you're in. And as you go out, it starts to open up. So every time you pick a new captain, the map still remains open so that you can go and explore and been to those places that you've already been to. And you're picking new stories and stuff like that, so it's worth it to hit the new places again. But it's basically go out and then come back, and that's how you advance. And you just keep doing this over and over and over again. Hopefully you go out and you buy enough fuel to where you can go out further, and then you come back with more supplies and more money and stuff like that. Then you can buy more fuel and go out further. And then maybe hit a place where you can stop and buy more fuel so you can go out for, just basically keep exploring.
Does seem fun.
It really is, actually. It is. There's a lot of reading involved, though. It is a text-driven story. There's no dialogue or anything like that. Music's really good. I love the setting. In fact, it's based on a web game called Fallen London.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's fallenlondon.com or something like that, but if you go over there, you can sign up, and you can play that for free. You get 20 turns, and then as soon as you take your first turn, the countdown starts for like 10 minutes. And when those 10 minutes are up, you get another turn to take. So if you're able to knock out all 20 in 10 minutes, you can buy more. It's very free-to-play app-ish type situation, like an app game. But you can buy more turns, or you can just sit there and wait for the time to build back up and then go out and do more stuff. So, but it's based on that, and it's I love it. I love the setting. I love the environment. I love the aesthetic. I love a lot about it. So that was actually fun to play. Like I said, I played Dying Light just for a very little bit. Played some more speedrunners. I got back into doing some speedrunner stuff, and that was a ton of fun. I miss speedrunners. I have to be careful with that because that will, every time I sit down, because speedrunners is so quick to just start and go.
Right.
Every time I sit down to play something, I have to force myself not to do that if I want to make progress in anything else. I have to make sure that I'm not going to play speedrunners. Otherwise,
Italian with Hearthstone.
I mean, I will just say, yeah, I'll just go. I'll just sit there and do it. And 3 hours will pass by in no time. So I just have to be careful with that. And also I played Evolve, and we will talk about Evolve, our time with it here a little bit later on. Over to RJ. What you been playing, buddy?
Typical practice for tournaments coming up, Street Fighter and Guilty Gear Xrd. On a side note, I saw the sale that PlayStation had on the...
Is it their Valentine's Day
it's
sale?
their Valentine's Day sale. Guilty Gear Xrd was like $20 instead of the normal $50 that it came out at.
That's a pretty good sale.
Yeah, they're a good sale. So if you ever had any inkling to get into the game or want to try it out, now's a good time to get it because I think the sale ends on the 16th of this month. So if you want to do it, go ahead and do it now. But outside of that, I picked up Wolfenstein: The New Order again. Instead of a rental, I bought it this time. The price dropped down to like $27 through GameStop's used game program. Then I played a lot of Dark Souls 2, getting a lot of the DLC under my belt and doing some firsts, like taking out King Vendrick. I never fought him before and just decided I needed to give it a shot. So I did, and my goodness, the amount of souls he drops when he finally falls. I mean, I was running around with 500,000 souls under my belt, and I'm like, I really got to get back to Majula and use these souls because I've never had that much on me.
Is there a cap on it?
No, there's no cap.
You got 500,000?
500,000.
What's the average that you walk around with for the most part?
Before I start leveling up, I usually get to around maybe 130, 140,000. I start thinking about going back to back to Majula.
You know,
and getting
I
myself
played
leveled up.
I played a tiny bit of Dark Souls, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And not enough to understand the economy or the way that whole situation works.
Mhm.
So they hand out. Is that what normally people are running around with? Is about a couple 100,000 of souls?
I mean,
or so?
it varies. I mean, some people just keep playing and just are so skilled at it. They can have around 1 to 3 million
Wow.
souls on their person.
Jeez.
But the thing is, though, when you die, you lose all the souls you're carrying.
Mhm.
So you have to get back to the spot where you died to pick it up. And if you die before you get back to that spot, those souls are gone.
Yeah.
So I've lost souls plenty of times. The most I've ever lost was 86,000 souls at one given point.
And
I
so
really could use
the
that.
benefit to the benefit to hanging on to those is so that you can buy more stuff from when you trade in.
Yeah, we
I
have
guess,
more souls you have, more things you can buy,
Upgrade,
more
buy,
things
and
you
that
can
sort of stuff.
upgrade,
Gotcha,
things of that
gotcha,
nature.
yeah.
Yeah. But upgrading stuff, you got to have materials for it.
Mm.
So you're probably going to build up a lot of souls going around trying to find the materials to build your stuff up with.
Yeah.
hmm So outside of that, those games I've been playing. this
Final
week.
round is coming up when?
March
Late
20th, March
So it's-
20th to the 22nd.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. We're closing in on a month away.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
excited?
Yeah. Just something I've done for the past 3 years. The most fun I've had with is going with everybody, sharing the same practice and playing with all the guys there, meeting new folks. Basically seeing where you stand in terms of skill and play. How well do you measure up to some of the best in the country?
Yeah, and obviously you want to call us, give us updates on that during the show.
I'll do that.
We're at a different time now than what we were last year when you
Mhm.
went.
Yeah.
So you may be in the middle of stuff when you call.
Yeah.
Or when we would normally be hearing from you. So
Mhm.
Call
Yeah.
mid-fight.
well, yeah.
I got this.
Give us.
No, look, I'm not going to be in the middle of a fight and trying to help.
I don't think they would
folks.
let you anyway.
Just hit the pause button. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
Yeah, that's
hey
a-
man, I gotta make a
yeah.
phone call. Hold on.
Yeah, asking if I hit the pause button in the middle of a fight, that's a DQ.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, it is. You lose a round. If you hit pause, even accidentally, you lost a round.
Does that happen to you?
Not to me, because my stick that I use is a Mad Catz model, and the start button is on the outside of the front. So I'd have to really want to try to hit that button to do that. But there's some sticks that have the like Hori and I'm trying to remember the name of the Quanba sticks. They have the start button right on the panel with the action buttons. And since I use the outer 6 of an 8-button layout, my hands like on a Quanba is really close to that start button. So
Oh, that's
I've
not
never been comfortable using the Quanba or the Hori sticks for tournaments like that. I've always went with Mad Catz because start button's at the top, so I really have to try to hit that one.
I'm guessing Mad Catz designed it that way just for that purpose. So that way.
That may have come into it. Maybe they had some input from other players and whatnot. But a lot of folks that I know use the inner 6, the ones closest to the stick, so their fingers rarely ever near that start button. But for me, I'm closer to it than most folks, so I just preferred Mad Catz for that reason.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, Mortal Kombat X is coming out pretty soon.
Right.
It's in March is when it releases. I don't know if it's before Final Round or during Final Round.
Let's see. I think April.
Is it
Yeah.
April that?
April 14th.
That's when Mortal
looking at
Kombat. I thought it was in March. Wow.
Mhm.
Never mind then. Never
Yeah.
mind. Are you going to be picking that up? Or are you waiting for where are you at for Mortal Kombat?
I'm going to try to get it on the PlayStation 4 because I did want to pick up a PlayStation 4 before the month is out. Had to do a little research first, though.
So you will be getting a PlayStation 4.
I'll be getting a PlayStation 4 before the month, like I said, before the month is out. But there's some things got to pick up first, like another hard drive, because 500 gigs isn't going to cut it for me personally. I mean, some games take 50 gigs to
Install.
install,
Yeah,
and
they
that's
do.
I mean,
And if you download anything at all.
yeah. So
I'm still good on mine. Have you? Did you replace yours, Nick?
No, I still have the stock.
Yeah,
And I've
you've
only-
still
I
got
have
the stock.
some,
I've
yeah.
still got the stock, and we've,
Mhm.
as far as I know, we don't have any issues on storage just yet.
I've deleted like 3 or 4 games, but that was because I traded them in. So I know it was good.
Yeah, yeah.
I tend to keep the games I
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
I mean, I
so
have.
I'm going to run into storage problems pretty quick because I will download and I will keep. I tend to hoard the stuff that I got, and I personally don't. It's maybe something about me because I deal with this on computers. I don't like having not enough space available if need be, if anything comes up. So 2 terabits, I think it was around $110 or $112 I saw on Newegg somewhere. So
Okay.
put that in there and be secure in how much space that I have, so I don't have to delete anything as often if need be.
Yeah, I mean, I eventually see myself upgrading, but God, I just haven't run into that issue yet where
Mhm.
I need the space. Where
Even
it's
with the games that you download from PSN and everything. I still haven't.
Yeah, I've got a lot that I haven't downloaded on that thing. I've put in my cart and stuff so that they'll always be there, but I haven't actually downloaded them on the system just yet. But anyway, that's good though. Before the end of the month, I guess that's where you'll be for MLB 15.
Mm-hmm.
Is on PS4. So
Right.
there we go. And Cavalier says a 2 terabyte hard drive that fits. Yeah, it. I believe they do have
Yeah.
ones that fit.
Samsung makes one that fits.
Yeah, I kind of want to go with a solid state. Obvious, but you know the price difference there
Yeah.
is not great. I mean, I want that.
The access speed.
Well, no,
Solid
that
state?
Samsung the Evo, whatever, or Samsung 4 something. I can't remember what it's called.
Mhm.
But the largest is the 1 terabyte drive, and it's like $400, $500.
Mm.
I've seen it drop a little bit under 400, and it's
Mhm.
I'm still just because when I buy it, I'm going to have the decision of should I put this in my PC or should I put this in my
It was the Evo 84.
the Evo
Or
84.
840.
840, yeah. The Evo 840. Should I put this in my PS4 or should I put this in my PC?
That's what I have
I'm
in my
about to
PC.
say
Yeah.
whatever you use the most. Well, so I'm guessing your PC would be it, though.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I agree. Yeah, probably the PC. Yeah, probably what I would do is buy it. Yeah, buy that and then maybe save up and then buy another one for the PS4 if I ever needed to. I
Mhm.
really love that speed though, and there's no point. I just don't figure there's any point in getting the one lower than that, which is like 500 gigs, because I've already got a 500 gig drive in there.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's for another time because I still want to upgrade my. I want to get a new card for the PC, which I'm waiting on for that one, and hopefully we hear something about an Oculus Rift sometime soon as to the retail stuff like that. Got a lot of things planned out as to what I'm going to be buying here for PC and for my gaming stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, it'll be a while down the road. Matt, over to you. What have you been playing recently?
More Dying Light. Played some more of that. I did the dupe hack. Duplication hack. I read up a little, when Nate was talking about that last week, so I looked up at that, and so now my my skill for survival is all the way maxed out. Whatever, it's fun. I'm just doing it, just for the enjoyment now.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Majora's Mask and started playing that one, and other than that,
Didn't get a new 3DS, did you?
the person in front of me at Target was the one that got the last one.
Yeah, they're going fast. from
Yeah,
what
they're
I
all sold
understand.
out.
Yeah.
So I was in line like 7:30 or so in the morning yesterday, and just didn't hit the lucky number. The guy in front of me got it.
Hmm.
So and that Steam was having a sale on Broken Sword series, and so I didn't know that they had Broken Sword 4.
Is that the mystery game sale they did during the midweek
Yeah.
madness stuff? Yeah.
Yep.
I was
So-
surprised by when I looked at that list. I was surprised how many of them I already own.
Yeah.
Not Broken Sword, but just all of those titles. I was like, wow, I really like mystery games.
Yeah. So I picked that up, and then I started playing a little bit more of the first one, Shadow of the Templars,
Mm-hmm.
which I really enjoyed. The first two were fantastic. The third one I never beat because it just didn't quite grab me. But I need to try and do it another time, give it another go.
Yeah. Well, anything else?
That's about it.
Pretty much it for you. Over to Nate with his list of games.
Uh,
Do Evolve last because we'll talk about that.
Yeah, the only thing I've played is Insurgency, besides Evolve.
Yeah. I've just got that involved. I've got that installed, and we have not yet played it.
I'm getting somewhat better.
Yeah.
I still suck. But
Well, we play, and so I guess we move on now to the Evolve discussion. Might as well. Now, I wish what I should have done is go back to last week's show and gotten your soundbite. I'm not going to pay full price for that game, or I'm not going to buy it at long, or whatever the case. What was it you said?
I said I wouldn't pay. Originally, when we first played it, I said it was somewhat worth if it came with everything for $60.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was thinking at best I would pay $25 is when I would buy it.
Yeah. Because Nate owns the game, and I can't remember who it was, but it was Ger Snort who played with us that night, and said, I said, I'm trying to invite Nate, but he's not on yet, or he didn't see that you were on or something. And he said, did Nate buy it? I thought he said he wasn't going to get it. And I was like, oh, that deal that I posted about, that's when he bought it. We were able to find Evolve. Look, I didn't pay full price. I paid $32 for it. Which I thought was like, all right, that's worth $32 for the base game. Like, good, I'm in for that. I can do that. I can do $32 for this on PC. So, in that morning, I immediately sent you a message. I was like, here you go, man. Here's the game falling off the back of the Brazilian truck. So go for it. You ended up getting the big one, though, right?
I got the.
How much did you spend on Evolve?
Oh, it was the PC Master Race Edition or whatever.
Monster Race, yeah.
So in US dollars, it's $100, which is, I can't believe.
I thought it was more than I thought it was more than $100 for.
$100
Okay.
if you bought it on Steam, which is just, I don't know who the heck would pay that much.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But after the currency trade or whatever total, it came out to $55.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
You got it for half off, man. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's really good.
Yeah. Which, I mean, so it's all of the DLC plus the other two characters that you won't even get if you pay for the expansion pass.
Mhm.
Did you see that part? I don't know if you looked at the list I posted of how that all works. But anyway, so you just get 2 extra characters.
Well, from what I understand, some of the stuff that you get with that version of the game is exclusive to the PC for a month,
Correct.
and then it's going to be sold to everybody else.
Correct.
Yeah, we talked about this. I know that the DLC for it was kind of making me sketchy about it, or I know that it was making some other people sketchy about it. There's threads over on the internet that are just nothing but moaning, complaining about the DLC aspect of it.
Yeah.
And that's fine, man. That's justifiable. You don't like it because of the DLC. That is great. But I need you to understand what the DLC is. It's nothing, I know that one of the websites did the whole thing, like all of their non-DLC stuff cost greater than $130, but some of their math on that was completely wrong because they were counting everything.
Yep, twice.
Right, they were counting it twice because there are individual skin packs for like the guns and stuff that you use, and then there are bundles of those individual skin packs, and they were adding up everything.
Yeah, everything together.
And somebody else added it up and said, actually, you know how much it costs outside of deals? $60 to $75. But it's all cosmetics.
Yeah, nothing.
It's all cosmetics.
There's no game enhancing or...
No, there's nothing game enhancing. In fact, this is one of the first games that says, look, well, I'm sure there's other games, but it's one of those big ones that says, we're going to give you maps and updates free. All our new maps are going to be free. Why? Because we don't want to divide the community.
That's
And
nice.
that's fantastic. Yeah. We've always said this. We've always said, I wish that they would do something that didn't split the community, because once you start doing this map pack stuff, then if somebody else in your group buys it, then nobody else can play with that person because of how it all works.
Yeah, we've had that issue before.
We have. And so the fact that they do free updates, get free maps with it, means that they're not going to split the community. The characters that come with it, there was how many hunters do you get?
From the start?
Yeah. 12?
Yes, 12. Yes, correct.
Okay. You get 12 from the start, which is basically 3 in each class. And I'm good with that.
Then there'll be another class added to each one.
I think there's like 2, isn't there? 2 more that are going to be added to each one?
I thought it was just 4 for now.
Maybe. Well, no, 4 for now, but I think there's supposed to be another group on the way.
2 more, correct.
Yeah. So
the only thing you lose out on, which will eventually be added, is that if you pre-ordered, and then if you didn't pre-order, you don't ever get to be the one monster. You can play against it, but you don't get to be it.
Yeah.
I can't think of which one it is.
I couldn't understand some of the frustration.
Yeah, and it's completely their fault. They didn't explain, like they should have, of how that all works.
Oh no, I'm still confused on how it all works.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's taken
But
the
I don't
community to try to
care.
understand it.
But I don't care because because I bought the base. I mean, maybe there's other people who do care because there is the DLC. I don't know. It's just if you don't care, don't buy it. And if it frustrates you, don't buy it. Why does it matter? It's not going to split the group. You get those base characters, and chances are you're going to find one class that you enjoy playing, and you're going to find one character within that class that you enjoy playing, and you're going to stick with that guy or girl, whatever the case. You're going to stick with that one character. Who cares about the DLC? I don't know. If
And really, it's-
somebody's got a problem with it, give us a call. Let us know. 334-272-9228. I would
have you
like to understand the situation.
Have you seen the other skins?
No, I haven't.
And
And the rest of the DLC is all cosmetic. You can change the look of the monster and that sort of stuff.
But I wish my one complaint with that is that I wish it was DLC like the MOBAs do. You know, it changes the way the character looks. This is just color change. Like, it's the exact same person. Just now I have stripes on me.
Just palette swaps.
It's not. You know, it's not like, okay, now he has a different completely jacket and stuff like that. I kind of wish they changed that up, but. Yeah.
But even that, I mean, cosmetic is just
It's still cosmetic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all cosmetic.
If it was like
man, I don't
cosmetic
care.
that gave you different enhancements, then that would be a whole nother story.
Some people were doing tests saying that, the red skin gave you more fire damage and stuff, but people actually doing the testing was like, no, it doesn't do anything.
Of course not. Yeah, I don't know. And there we go. We got a call. Let's go to the phones. And in fact, let me put this. I'm going to put this person on hold. I do not know who's calling in, but they can hear me now while I'm saying this. I'm about to put you on the air. If you are just calling because you found us on Twitch, know that this is a real radio station. Know that you cannot use vulgar language, or I will hang up on you.
FCC regulated.
Right, it's FCC regulated. This is not like any other show that's on Twitch, in the sense that you can say whatever you feel like saying.
Yeah, we actually broadcast over air.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go to the phones now and find out who this is. Probably a safe bet. Probably safe whoever it is. Hey, you're on in-game chat. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Cliff Harker. I live out in Beatsville, Alabama. I'm 66 years old and I have an Xbox 360, and I was wondering if you guys could do a show one time, because I listen to your show all the time. I don't buy a game until it falls down in 1999. And,
Hey man,
I mean,
I don't know if you heard, but did you just hear what I didn't pay full price for Evolve. I know that you wait for, $20 games, but if I'm able to wait, I'll do about the same thing that you do. If I can't wait, I'll still try and find the thing cheap.
right. And I was just wondering, maybe you could do a segment like once a quarter or something of the best 1999 games out there for 360 or whatever. I have the Xbox One games or the PS4 games started to drop to where they make common sense prices yet, or no?
Your launch titles, I'm not sure about Xbox One. I know your launch titles on the PS4, like Killzone,
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed, Call of Duty Ghosts,
Yeah.
Black Flag, stuff like that. They've all kind of dropped down to about the $20 mark. In fact, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Infamous Second Son is probably down to the $20 range at times, if not very, very close to it. I'm not sure on the Xbox One games. I want to say Rise is probably down to the $20 range. I'm trying to remember of all the launch titles. Zoo Tycoon, Dead Rising 3, they're probably getting down there or close to it. Are you opposed to buying used titles?
No, I'll buy.
You'll,
20, I'll
as long
buy
as it's
anything.
as long as it's under the price, as long as the price is right, you don't care. I think you can probably easily find a lot of those used for around 20 or under.
And it's just, eventually the Xbox One and the PS4, they'll come out with their greatest hits lines like they did with the
Yeah,
previous
let me ask you a question. What's your name?
Cliff Harker, Harker.
Okay, well, what was the last game that you bought
Well, let's see.
that was new to you, but obviously you bought it, I don't know how long ago. You'll need to tell me that too.
South Park Stick of Truth, I think.
Okay, when did you buy that?
Probably a month ago. GameFly 1995.
There you go, man. Good job. Good job. Look, I am all about not paying full price for some of my games. It's so weird. I will spend stupid amounts of money on stupid stuff, and then when it comes to this thing that I do a lot of, how can I get it cheap? You know, it's just unless of course I'm buying for the collector aspect of things, like I did with the Destiny Ghost Edition, or like I'm doing with the Batman situation, where I am paying full price just so I can have that collector stuff with it. But God, I will try as hard as I can to get something under retail, man.
And a technical question for you on the next gen machines. Are the audio outputs on those? Do you know if either of them has just straight RCA?
I think they're all HDMI.
No.
They're
HDMI and optical. They've got optical outs, but they do not have RCA outs. I do not know if there is any kind of adapter. I don't think that there is.
Yeah, you can get a converter to go from optical to
RCA. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thank you guys, and like I said, a first-time caller, long-time listener.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. If you want to give us a call, you can. 334-272 is or 9228. You've got to remember to put in all the numbers there. 334-272-9228 is the number to get in touch with us. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to still talk about this Evolve thing, because we did play it, and we never touched on that. We were talking about the DLC and the money situations of things, the real important stuff, I guess. But we'll be back with more of in-game chat here in just a moment. Here is a track called Cider Time. We'll be right back. It is tracks like this that makes me want to just play the whole track for the entire show. Then again, I don't know if that's more due to the fact of the memory from the game that it's from, or if it's just really good music, but that is music from Riven. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. We're on the discussion of Evolve and DLC and all sorts of stuff, but we'll do another chat room roll call as we go along. Apparently the chat room exploded there, and we have plenty of people sitting around. Cavalier UK, Medusa's Mirror, Hot Chicky 19, oh boy, Sunrad Adamaja. All right, AC Wraith, Duke Frukum 2, I hope I said that right. Joe Knight, STM Fuller, Tactus 59, Taz Mokan, XY Baz, Mumnut, Multile, Cowabunga Speed. Oh God, that's a tough one. What is this one? XHGX Twist. Mark last name, and Lavos hanging out in the chat room as well. Part of the fun of doing a chat room roll call is figuring out your chat room names.
No Raspy Salamander, though.
No Raspy Salamander, and I hate that. You know what was weird? I'm on Reddit, right?
All right.
And I'm looking at, obviously, our state's been in the news this past week.
That it has.
Because we did something fantastic, by the way. It's gay marriage is legal in Alabama now, and so I was on the subreddit for Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah, and I was looking at some post, and I saw Raspy Salamander, and I thought, I wonder if that's the same guy. And I clicked on his name, and I saw a post that he did way back when, saying, I think he posted it to the Alabama subreddit, I believe, saying that there's a guy overseas in the military who's doing a video contest, and he's the only one. Yep. It was you. He was promoting you. I don't know who Raspy Salamander is, but he's shown up in our chat room, and yeah, apparently he's...
That made it on Reddit?
Yeah. Made it on the Alabama subreddit.
Nothing.
Which, nothing, yeah. You ain't front page, man. You front page of Alabama subreddit, but you weren't front page. But yeah. How did that turn out? Did you ever win that thing? What went on?
Oh, no, I didn't win. I did make it to the finals. I won for my area, which was the overseas Middle East area.
Mm-hmm.
I won for that. The person who won the actual, I believe the person who won the actual contest, he's like a double amputee war vet. Yeah, how are you going to go against that?
But whatever the case, it was. I was like, that's got to be the same guy that pops into our chat room. The chances of two people having Raspy Salamander as their thing, like maybe it's some band I don't know about or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway,
So that was your Reddit investigation.
it was interesting. I just happened to notice the name. Like James hit me up on G Talk, and he's like, "Did you you posted on?" He said, "I saw your." He's like, "Have you married anybody yet? Because I'm ordained, and then gay marriage being legal here now. Have you married anybody?" I was like, "No, I haven't. I'm really open to do it, but nobody's. First off, I don't advertise that, and secondly, nobody's come to me and said, hey, let's we want to get married. Let's do this." It was more of a thing that they've got to go get their license. But anyway, he said, "I saw your post in some thread where I was like, hey, I'm proud of this too, and whatever." And he looked up and saw the name.
I was out there Monday at the courthouse with the people who were celebrating.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was. It was nice.
It's fantastic. But that's what got me on the investigation of things. I went back and looked at that, and then I saw somebody else's post in there was Raspy Salamander, and that's what got me on the hunt, I guess, of who this person was. Enough of that. Let's go right back into Evolve talk. We were talking about DLC. We were talking about the game itself. We never got around to doing that. Other than the fact that I don't understand the hate against the DLC, which absolutely adds nothing to it. Yes, there's an extra monster coming, and there's a couple of extra people for your class. And when I know some information about them, maybe I will want them. But right now we know nothing that I know of about what those extra characters are going to be and how those extra characters are going to perform.
And how much did you buy it again for?
$32. $32 base game. That's it.
It's not bad.
I was I was totally fine with that. I didn't feel I was taking a risk, in purchasing that as far as if this game doesn't hold up, I'm out $32. It's about what I paid for Titanfall.
I posted in chat the DLC breakdown if you want to pull that up too.
Man, I don't want to look at that screen. It's confusing. It confuses me.
It somewhat is.
You just got to understand what some of that stuff means is that a lot of it's cosmetic. Some of it isn't going to matter. I don't like playing the monsters, so them adding extra monsters does nothing for me.
The only actual DLC for if you buy the season pass,
yeah.
The only thing you're getting from that is hunters and I think 2 maps. But
no,
the
not maps.
But anyone can play on the maps. I'm just saying that's what's coming.
Yeah, you're not getting 2 maps. You're getting 2 skins for monsters.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, you get 2 different skins for the monsters, and then you'll get the extra hunters.
But I thought when the DLC comes out, the maps come out, but everyone gets the maps.
Everybody gets maps.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Maps are free. Everybody gets them. They're basically just added into the game, and everybody gets them because, again, they don't want to split the community.
Correct.
Fantastic on their part. Good job, Turtle Rock Studios. So, but we played it. We got some time, put in some time with it. It's not like we're going to tell you anything different from what we told you during our time with the alpha or the beta. I still have some complaints there. My biggest one is that you have to back out of the lobby in order to change settings. I thought that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that is odd.
So every time somebody joins in and they forget to turn on their push to talk, or they get to forget to turn off push to talk,
you have to back out of the
They've got to
group.
back out of the group, go change it, and then you've got to do another invite, or they've got to join back on you in order to get back in the room. So we played a little bit. That was fun. We lost a couple, and we won more. We won more than we lost. We had that one match that lasted like 20 some odd minutes.
22 minutes. It was just under 22. It was like 21.
Well, it got all the way to where the thing starts counting down, didn't it? To where it's like, all right, we got to end this at some point.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The guy just kept running.
Oh, he was good. He was good at hiding. Was this the?
But he never even got to.
Was it the Kraken we were playing against?
Yes.
The guy, yeah, because
But
he was doing the perimeter of the map.
Yep.
He was going around the perimeter of the map, and we couldn't. He's fast. We could not catch up with him.
I guess someone released him, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a long game, and that would be the worst at its extent in the fact
Right,
that
they don't actually
he
want you
didn't-
playing those long games because
Yeah.
about 20 minutes it starts counting down saying we need to wrap this up.
And he
So
was just prolonging it because what was happening was he was fast enough to where we couldn't catch up to him.
But we were
it
fast
was-
enough to where he couldn't upgrade.
Yeah, correct.
couldn't
So
evolve.
stop to eat and then keep leveling himself to get to 3. So we were kind of at that stage where it was kind of equal. We all had equal skill, I guess. Playing that on that map.
Yeah.
Now, have you played the monster yet?
No, I told you I don't like playing the monster, so I will avoid that at all costs.
You don't like playing the monster?
Well, first off, I don't like playing the monster, and secondly, I don't like playing by myself. I like playing with
I've
people
played
I
plenty
know.
by myself.
I know. But I really like playing. If I got obviously, if I am going to play, I need to be. If I'm going to play by myself, I'll probably just play as the monster to kind of learn that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever decide to go that route, but
Well, it's really fun to.
for the most part, I don't even fire up the game unless I look at my friends list and see somebody else playing it. Then I'll play.
I did it just because I wanted to try out all the different
Yeah, no,
game
that's
types.
perfectly fine. Yeah,
An actual reviewer, you know.
I didn't pay $32 to review the game.
No, so I played Evacuation, which you're playing 5 rounds, and you get the option to play either against another person as the monster or the computer as the monster. And I joined into these guys. They were already like 2 or 3. They had already lost 3 times
Mhm.
against the computer. And so then we had 2 more rounds. And so when I joined them, I was playing my healer, which healer's my favorite class. And I was trying to get down the girl with the grenades, which when I played with you guys, I stunk at her. But I definitely got that down. And it helped me understand playing that, definitely of how each character, I was telling RJ this, that each character is very situational. When we were protecting, it was easier to do like AoE heals and stuff like that. But that was fun. And then we reset it. And so we played an actual 5 rounds. And how it works is each time you have an objective. So the first time you just hunt the monster. If you fail that, the second map, what happened in the first one gets affected. So because we didn't kill him, he destroyed the generator. So in the second time, we lost power, so we didn't get gun turrets in the second map. But he got extra monsters because now the gun turrets couldn't protect him. So now we had to fight him plus 2. Now this is still the computer.
I understand. No, I've heard that this game mode is actually very, very
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know about fun, but
It
it kind of changes up the usual formula of the multiplayer
does.
type situation.
So then the second time we had to try to kill the eggs, and there was eggs throughout the map. But now there's 3 of them. Now the other 2, they have half the health and they're not as strong, but they're still a nuisance of when you're trying to heal, and you have 2 more things hitting you and stopping you from getting a revive or something. We got absolutely destroyed on that one, and so now the monster's beating us twice, which I was like, okay, yeah, the AI isn't going to be that hard. And so now we're 0-2.
Surprise!
So now
Those are some famous words to say before.
Yeah,
a match.
really?
Yeah, well, I didn't really think it would be. So then, now the third map, the monster gets teleportation throughout the map.
Oh my God.
Of ports of main.
Regardless of the monster, it can just
Well,
gets.
because it's little portal balls.
Okay,
that he
portal,
just runs
yeah.
through and it'll just port them
Oh man!
throughout. Like there's 5 of them, so it's like key areas in the map.
Now, if you destroyed the monster in the first one,
Yes.
in the first map,
We would have got gun turrets.
you would have gotten the gun turrets in the second one. If you'd beaten him in that one,
We would have got portals.
you would have gotten the portals.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's like little machines that would have been
Right,
throughout the
yeah,
area.
okay.
So it's the same effect, but reversed for each person. So the third one, we had to go out and rescue injured people, whatever, and then there would be
Yeah.
an evacuation ship. And if the monster doesn't go after us, he goes throughout after the injured people on the map, and we have to go try to fend him off. And I think we rescued about 10 people, and then he killed his 15 people like instantly before we even had a chance, and we just got destroyed. So now it's 0-3.
hmm
And I forget what the third one he got after that power up. And so then the fourth map is just a hunt, a normal hunt, because you get to choose 2 options of what you want to do. And so you can either kill eggs, kill him, or do the rescue. So you get 2 options. And then the second time, it took us like a 15-20 minute match, and we finally killed him, which was a miracle. And then the 5th map is always a defend. and it's kind of like a. Do you remember you played Bad Company, right?
No, I
Did
did
you play
not.
Battlefield 3? Have you played any of Battlefields?
Not enough to
Okay.
not enough to know what you're about to ask.
Okay, well, it's like Rush.
No,
where
no
one
idea.
team's defending 2 points and then they're attacking. Well, the monster does that, and we finally beat him on the last two. And you get a ton of points. If you want to level up, that's the way to do it. After the 5 maps, that's when you get all of your XP. You average about 5 to 8,000, which I went from level 5 to 7 after just playing those.
Man, I might do that. There's a lot I still need to explore in that game, but right now my focus was on. I just want to play what I've been playing during the beta and stuff, and get to that and get back into what that was. But
it's a fun change of pace playing against the computer.
I think it would be. I saw those. I was going through there. I saw those options where you can have here it's co-op, where all 5 of you or all 4 of you are hunters, and you're fighting an AI monster. And I thought that's a great addition to it, so that you don't always have to have the human element of somebody not knowing what they're doing or somebody having computer problems to where they glitch or anything like that. I mean, obviously a game can glitch regardless of who's playing it, but somebody plays the monster and then gets a phone call and they sit their controller down and walk off. They can't do anything about it. There really is no pause in this kind of game. But it goes a lot deeper than that. I really need to look at it. I'm not saying this is a deep $60 value type game. Again, I played it 2 nights so far since it released on Tuesday. I played it 2 nights. That's it. But I also paid almost half price for the base game, so I feel okay with that. And who knows? This may be your thing. So if it is, that's great. You should look into it, and you'll probably get a lot of. I know. Dude on my friends list is playing the hell out of the game.
Well, my one friend, he was like, "Hey, should I get it?" And it's like my honest opinion. I was like, "How much time do you think you're actually going to put in it?" And he's like, "Well, I just want to play with friends and stuff." I was like, "How many people do you know are playing it right now?" And he's like, "About 2 or 3." I was like, "Just wait for it to get cheaper, because that was including me." So, he has other games to play.
Yeah, well, don't we all? And then, of course, we've got The Order coming out this week.
Yep.
It releases on Friday.
Yes.
By the way, The Order is a PS4 exclusive, made by Ready at Dawn, and it comes out on Friday, which is not normal for games releases. Normally, it's on Tuesday, but this one releases on a Friday.
Although Europe games come out on Fridays, right?
I believe you're right. Yeah, and I guess maybe this is their point of doing a worldwide release.
Correct.
Same day and date type stuff for everybody. So that's probably the reason why it's happening the way it is. But
Which I hate Tuesday anyways, but that's just my opinion.
I like games releasing on a Friday.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I hate it even worse when games release on a Tuesday after a holiday. I'm like, man, you should have backed that up on a Friday just so we could have the extra day to play. But yeah, it releases on a Friday. I'm getting it. You're getting it, Nate. Is anybody else here, Matt?
I'm really thinking about it. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm getting it, and then I'm playing it and taking it right back. By the way, I have the Gamers Club Unlocked situation that we have at Best Buy. Me and Nate have going on at Best Buy is a great thing, and so it kind of gives us a rental, an instant rental type situation. We could wait for GameFly to send it to us, but we wouldn't get it until the next week. But this way, we go there, we pay money, we play it, we take it back, and we end up only being out about $4 or $5 through the whole thing.
Well, this one didn't cost me anything.
Right, because you've got all the other benefits
Yep.
that you've been using from the pre-orders and that sort of stuff. So, in fact, this one will cost me about $30, and I'll get 40 some odd bucks back when I trade it in. So, it's a single player game only. It's there may be collectibles and stuff like that, but it is just single player. I'll be playing it strictly for the story and never how good it looks, which I don't know. But that's obviously that'll be on. I don't think I'll beat it in one night. So by the time,
Order?
yeah, I don't think I'll be able to beat it in one night. So it does release on a Friday. So we'll have some initial impressions for you on the Saturday following.
Yep.
But
I asked my girlfriend to work my other half of the shift so I can play it. So.
You and your girlfriend work together?
Mm-hmm. Well, she's leaving this week, but we have been.
Oh, that's awfully convenient.
It sucks. I would not recommend it. It sucks.
Well, I guess
not in the fact that it's that we don't get to spend time together.
yeah, right,
Because if she's working, then I'm not working.
right.
So Don't do it.
All right. Well, still. Interesting that you have to go to your girlfriend and say, hey, you need to work for me while I play this game.
Yeah, I said it's for science. She was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm sure she gave you that look.
She was okay with it.
That's fine. Yeah, so that's what's coming out next week. I don't think there's anything else coming out next week.
Not.
Because after next week, what is it? Bloodborne? Is the week after next?
No, that's in March.
Is that 1st of March or so?
Hold on.
I thought it was late
See,
February. I thought Bloodborne was late February.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong.
March 24th.
That's way off.
Yeah.
You are way off.
Why did I think it was late
Hotline
February?
Miami's the 10th. That's still not even.
I thought there was something after the order that was going to get released.
Mm.
But I guess not.
I'm drawing a blank. It seems like we're under.
Resident Evil Revelations 2. That was
Yeah.
one.
Don't know.
Did anyone else play the first one? Resident
Played the
Evil
first one.
Revelation?
I played the first one. Rented that one.
On on the PS
PS3. Mhm.
Okay, I played it on the DS or the 3DS.
That's what came out on first, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out on that first, yeah. Just little story elements and whatnot. The same Resident Evil style gameplay. Just play like you, Scott, said you're going to play it for the story. That was pretty much what I was doing it for.
For the order, yeah. I mean,
for
I
the
don't.
order.
There's. Oh God. You know, if the game didn't have the kind of build up that it's been having with the E3 stuff and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
if it was lower on the radar, I probably would even skip over it.
The order?
Yeah. But kind of in a gaming drought,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I know something gets released every week, but not all of it fits to our taste.
No.
And so for me, like, I'm not into Bloodborne. You guys are, or at least I know Nate is, and I know
Yeah,
you
I'm
are.
in it.
RJ is, but for me, it's not really up there. Like, the only thing that's gonna between now and then, the only thing on my radar is Witcher 3. Order obviously, but between now and like the end of May, Witcher 3 is like the only thing after the order that is on my list of something I'm looking forward to. Mortal Kombat X, I'd love to play, but I'm not going to buy that. It's I'm not a good fighting game guy. But
You should
Me-
try it. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Mortal Kombat X will be something like I'll wait till it goes down in price a lot. I mean, I'm interested. I got the 9.
I mean, I might do the Best Buy thing with Mortal Kombat X and pick it up and then do a quick turnaround with it just to get some time with it.
Yeah.
But that is not a game that it's like that I'm getting really prepared and pumped up for, because I just don't. I'm not in. I love watching fighting games. I ain't into playing them.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing, and I've said that countless times on the show.
You should look into trying out Hotline Miami on your PS4. You have it.
I do have it. Yeah. I
Should
tried to
try
play it on PC, and I couldn't get the controls down for whatever
Try it on
reason.
PS4. It's funner.
Yeah.
I played
Vita.
on the
It's
Vita.
really fun on Vita.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
why I beat it at.
Oh, that's right. AC Wraith. How about the two new Pinball Effects tables coming out soon? Yeah. Those are 2 originals, too, which is new for them. It's not new, but it's been a long time since they've done originals. One is a game based on their Castle Storm property that they did. And, God, I can't remember what the other table is. I have to go back and look. But, yeah, it's... 2 new tables for Pinball Effects 2. That's always something great to look forward to. Also, if you're not aware, we've interviewed them before, but Pinball Arcade, who does the digital versions of actual pinball tables, the Addams Family table is getting released very, very soon.
Oh, like the classic '90s Addams
Mhm,
Family.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah. I was a Kickstarter backer on that one, so I'm getting it as well, and I'm really looking forward to that. So a lot of good tables coming out for your pinball fans, which I know there's not many of, but yeah, there's at least 2 people I know of, AC Wraith and myself, big fans of this. So I'm glad that they're getting brand new tables for Pinball Effects too. Hey, when we come back, we got more to talk about, and if you want to be a part of it, you can give us a call, 334-272-9228. That is 334-272-9228. By the way, Raspy Salamander has joined the chat room. We're going to come back and talk about lots of stuff. Up first, Peter Molyneux. We're going to talk about him. And when we come back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment, here's music from Sonic 3. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music there from Rainbow Six 3. It's the second hour of the show. If you want to get your thoughts, comments, questions in, give us a call and do it. 334-272-9228 is the number. 334-272-9228. Real quick update on our chat room roll call here. Gersh Snort has joined us. Also, KNDY55, Candy55 maybe. Taz Mokhan and Desert Punk Zero, Uncle Elias, and Raspy Salamander, as I mentioned earlier, has joined us in the chat room. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you would like to join the chat room, head over to twitch.tv, search for In-Game Chat, and you will find us. And then you can pop in the chat room and chat and talk to us while we do the broadcast live.
You know,
So-
hearing that music makes me wish they would do another Rainbow Six, or at least come out with the Division sooner.
They are doing another Rainbow Six.
They were, but it,
No, they still are.
Oh, they're still working on it because I thought they.
Oh, no,
totally
it's not. It's not
re-scrapped
that
it.
one. Don't you remember the one they played at the? Well, you were out of town. I
Yeah.
forget, but it was the one that they closed the Ubisoft thing with, where it was a team of hostages versus, or a team of terrorists versus the SWAT. I guess you could say. It was Rainbow Six Siege, I think.
Siege.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege is what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they scrapped the whatever it was called, Rainbow Six Patriots or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. And they went with this other sort of. It's multiplayer. I don't know all the details, but they're really focusing on the multiplayer aspect of basically cops versus robbers situations. It's cops versus
Or hostage situations.
yeah.
I posted a video in chat if you want to check it out sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the new Rainbow Six is.
I miss I miss that series, playing all the way back to the very first one, even when they changed it up a little bit, like when they did Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But that was still a lot of fun. When
Like
we-
basically, it gives the hostage takers, they have time to set up everything within wherever they're at, barricade the doors, put up traps, do all this stuff. They get ever how many, I don't know how long it is, but they get time to set that up. And then the game starts, and you, if you're playing the part of the police, you can send in like recon to like scope things out to see where everybody's at and to kind of get a feel of how the whole place is set up and what to do. And then you've got to go in, and then it's and then there it is.
Is it like a more elaborate version of Payday, something like that? Like,
No, not really.
not really. Okay.
No, not really, because Payday doesn't have you versus somebody else,
Okay.
human-wise.
Okay.
I mean, it's you supposed to break in and get the money and then get out.
Okay.
This one is you go in, you take your hostage, you pick the room that you're going to say, okay, here's our room. This is where our final stand will be. Now, then you go throughout the house or throughout the building and you set up traps and barricades and all other things that are going to slow them down to get to you. Also trying to kill them because as they die, they can't come back. There may be some respawning, but I don't believe there is. So it's, 5 versus 5 or whatever the case may be, 4 on 4. And you're trying to save the hostage. I don't know the whole details of everything because obviously if you're the hostage taker, then just shoot the hostage when they come in. I don't know. I don't know the whole dynamic of it. It's been a while since I've watched that
Not if
video.
you want something.
I suppose, but this is a game. You're not making demands. Maybe the rule is that you escape with the hostage, or your rule is escaping.
Then it turns into
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know the full details of this thing. It was very early, so. But yeah, so that's where they're at with Rainbow Six. There will be another Rainbow Six, and it's called Rainbow Six Siege. I just don't know when it's getting released, or I don't know any other details about it. It was the same thing that Ubisoft has done for the past 2 or 3 E3s. They did it with, at the very end, they're like, hey, we got one more thing, and then they show Watch Dogs, and they'll tell you anything about it. And then last year, they did, or not last year, but the year before that, they did, hey, we got one more thing, and it was The Division. And you didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that one too.
And then it's like, hey, we got one more thing, and it was Rainbow Six Siege.
IGN posted an article that I'm looking at. It says Ubisoft said that a new Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege, and The Division are coming this year.
Yeah.
So
The Division is due this year. Assassin's Creed, obviously, we know is coming this year.
I just didn't know the Siege was.
Yeah. Siege, I didn't know, but, Sure. What they'll do is they'll say it's holiday and then it'll get pushed back. I don't see the Division getting pushed back. I see the Division coming this year at some point because I think it'll probably be ready. Rainbow Six Siege, I'm not so sure of.
Yeah.
That may or may not make it there. So we'll have to see. So anyway, I wanted to get into this stuff with Did anybody else see this interview with Peter Molyneux over at Rock, Paper, Shotgun? Did anybody see all the news about the whole situation with Peter Molyneux regardless?
I just saw a little blip on Colony of Gamers about that, but
right, like earlier this week, Rock Paper Shotgun, which is a mainly PC all PC devoted website, PC gaming website, looked into Peter Molyneux's game called Goddess. I believe it's Goddess. I could be pronouncing it wrong, as I normally do almost anything. But they were looking into that game, which was something that was done on Kickstarter. And it's been a few years now, 3 or 4 maybe. I can't remember how many years it's been.
November 21st, 2012 is when it ended, the funding.
The funding ended in 2012?
Yes.
So it's been about 3 years now.
2.5.
2.5. This will be its 3rd year when we get to November. So 2.5. Which, okay, I don't know exactly all the promises that were made, but there's some Kickstarters that still haven't delivered. They're still delivering me updates about the product that I paid for.
Oh, so you...
I was not a backer of this.
Okay.
I'm just talking about other Kickstarters in general.
Okay. And real quick, it was 526,000 pounds were donated to it, which is...
What were they asking for?
It doesn't say on here.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, but anyways, in U.S. dollars, that's 800,000.
Yeah. From what I understand, he asked for less than what he needed or something like that, but got a lot more than what they asked for. As the case is with some of these Kickstarters that get really popular, you get a lot more than what you asked for, and that's always good if you can deliver on the product and deliver good with the product. Like I said, there are some products that I have backed that I still get updates on.
Yeah, same here.
They haven't stopped the updates, but
even though the game's already came out.
They've really extended. No, not even.
Oh, really?
Not for me, no.
Because for me, it's stuff like the Wasteland and Broken Sword. Those games have already, and even the Double Fine adventure, they've already come out. But I'm still getting every now and then periodic updates.
Yeah, no. There are some that I get updates on like that, but there was one that I backed. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the name of it. That it was a game specifically that I haven't gotten anything for, but they still update, and there's like, hey, here we're working on this now, we're doing this. They're not asking for more money, and they haven't blamed more money. They're just like, hey, this is more than this is a bigger undertaking than what we thought. We're gonna have to extend the date, and I've been okay with everything. I've been fine with that. I backed a movie that still has yet to be made, but they're still updating me on it. They've done a trailer for it, and that's still in the works. I backed another movie that has not yet been made, but they've done a trailer for it as well. I backed
Abduction.
Huh?
Abduction.
I backed Abduction. But see that the due date on that was October of this year, 2015.
I backed it.
Yeah, that's the due date on that. All the rewards said due October 2015. I'm sure that'll get backed up, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I want the best that I can get from them. Mm-hmm. Plus, they're kind of proven in what they do. Not that Peter Molyneux isn't proven, but we all know how Peter Molyneux works.
Yeah.
We all know how the way things go with Peter Molyneux.
He's proven to say that, this game's going to be great because it's going to have everything in it you've ever wanted.
Overpromise, underdeliver.
Yeah.
Constantly. All the time. That's his MO, man. That's his thing. That's
what he does.
Yeah, that's his gimmick. That's how he works. But the Goddess thing, apparently the game is nowhere near what it should have been. They're still in early access, I think, but it's nowhere near what it should have been at the time it should have been. A lot of backers. In fact, I think they released some statement that they said, well, this is it. This is as far as we're going with the game. And a lot of the backers were very, very upset about that because it is not what they were promised. Which I shouldn't lay blame on them. They don't need to be blamed for anything because none of it is their fault. But
at what point do you not see
you're giving money to Peter Molyneux, and this is again, this is what he does.
Yeah.
I know maybe you thought that this would be different, but this is what he does. He made grand promises about Fable. He made grand promises about, what was it, Milo? The Kinect thing with the little boy that you could talk to and whatever. Just a lot of that dreaming out loud and not producing. Again, this is a topic I really wish James was here.
If time and money was not
been through
ever
that
a
as well.
factor for Peter Molyneux, he'd probably, come up with something great. But unfortunately, time and money are
Maybe. I
factors.
don't even know. I think he would still. I think if time was never a factor, I don't think he would release anything. Or if he
True.
did, it would always be in an early state and never be finished. Because he would still be trying to reach or just keep. He would make a promise, and before delivering that promise, he would say, "Well, I can't make that promise come true. So here's what I've got so far, but I am going to promise you this." And then just before he got to that point, he would do the same thing and just continue to overlap and overlap and overlap and never get to a final destination with anything. I suppose. I don't know. So far, he really hasn't proven that, but the situation with this was that a lot of people were getting upset about it. It was going nowhere. One of the interesting things about Goddess was that the same company did this app game called Curiosity, which was a giant cube in your app, and you would tap away and break little pixels off the cube. I mean, it was huge. The cube was gigantic. It took like 3 or 4 months before people knocked down to the end of this thing. And the whole point of it was that Peter Molyneux said, whoever gets to the center of this cube, whoever gets the last thing, is going to win something. And again, it was him, profoundly life-changing. It will change someone's life forever. And of course, they wouldn't tell you what that was. But again, it's coming from Peter Molyneux, so you don't know. You don't know what it's going to be. You don't,
What was it called?
Curiosity. The Curiosity Cube. I actually grabbed it. It was free to play. There were in-app purchases you could buy that would help. Like you could buy a pickaxe that would take more than just the 1 pixel off of the thing. It would take more and more. And so you could do stuff like that. But the winner of that thing, the guy who did win that, and I can't remember what his name is, but that's been all over the place. What he was rewarded was it was going to be the God of Gods, or the God of Goddess is what it was going to
His
be.
name is Scott Henderson.
Was it Scott?
Or Brian Henderson.
I thought it was Brian,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, Brian's his middle name.
Oh, okay.
Scott's first name.
Well, anyway, Mr. Henderson actually got to this thing, and he was going to win something that was going to make him the God of Gods and Goddess. And I don't exactly know what that meant, but I do know the other part of it meant he was going to get royalty fees from this thing. He was going to get royalty checks from the sales of the game. And apparently he was supposed to get royalty checks from the sales of the game forever. For the life of the game, he was going to get a cut of the sales of that game for the rest of his life, or for the rest of the game's life. About 3 months into him winning that, he never heard from the studio ever again. He kept trying to email them, and I remember he said something to the effect that he just thought he was harassing them at some point, so he just stopped. What had happened was that the guy in charge of that left the company at some point and never handed it off to anybody else. Everybody else at the company, or at least Peter Molyneux, thought his excuse or his reasoning or whatever, he thought that the guy had pushed it off onto somebody else and that it was being taken care of. He had no idea that it was not. That's what he says. That's his defense, is that he didn't know that was being taken care of. And he never thought to look into it, which is another problem. This all comes from an interview that Rock Paper Shotgun did with Peter Molyneux, where the first question is, do you think you're a pathological liar? That's the opening salvo, the opening question of the whole interview. Do you think that
Sort
you're a
of set the
pathological
tone
liar?
from the get-go, right?
Boy, did it ever. That's how it started off. And it's a fascinating read. It shouldn't be, because this is what journalism should really look like anyway, but it is a fascinating read to go through and read this interview. Because he holds his feet to the fire.
Were you going to read his response?
Go, if you've got it pulled up, go ahead and read it.
Well, just the first sentence is, I'm not aware of a single lie, actually. I'm aware of me saying things, and because of circumstances often outside of my control, those things don't come to pass. But I don't think I would call it lying. I don't think I've ever knowingly lied at all. And if you want to call me one, I'll talk about it for sure.
Right.
Sounds political.
There's very close.
Yeah.
There's a saying that it's not a lie if you believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I think he believes everything that he says. I honestly think he does, and I don't think he would say those things if he didn't believe them. I mean, I don't think the guy's evil.
No.
There's nothing evil about it. I think that the decisions have been,
Could be ignorant.
I think he's made some bad decisions, and I think he's probably said some bad things. But I don't think that he meant any
Malfeasance or just harm.
any bad intent
Yeah.
with any of this stuff. I've actually met the guy. It's very interesting. I was at E3 a couple of years ago. In fact, there's a picture on my phone, and I'll look for it right here while I'm talking about it. But I was at the I was in the media room. I had just come back because I was I was walking around. I was like, oh, I'm tired. I want to go back to the media room and sit down for a bit and not have to be among all the stuff that's going on out here. And I went and sat at a table. And I don't know if he was already sitting there or if he came over and asked to sit down. I think he came over and said, is anybody sitting? He's like, do you mind? And I was like, no. And it took me a minute because he's all in a suit and stuff. And there, trust me, ain't nobody popping into the media room that's wearing a suit. But he was. And I said, sure, have a seat. And I said, hey, it's really great to meet you. I gave him one of the business cards and that sort of thing. But I didn't ask him any questions. I didn't push him for any information, And Nick from Co-Optimus came in and sat down with me, and I was like, "There's Peter Molyneux over there," and we talked for just a moment, but didn't really say, we didn't really get into anything. He was really just trying to, be alone, be out of the way of things, and do whatever he was trying to do on his phone, which is what I'm trying to do here. But I'll look for that later. Like I said, I don't think there's anything really nasty about the guy.
Yeah, he sounds very political.
Well, yeah, he was getting thrown a lot of political type questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to defend him, man.
Well, I don't even mean in that interview. I mean before all of his actions. I mean, he's just talks a lot more than ever could be done. Why? I don't know. He just hopes that, he maybe he's hoping his ideas could come true, but
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about him, honestly.
No.
The first time I heard about him or actually paid attention to him was what did he do during E3 when the PlayStation and Xbox One were being announced? Didn't he do something during then? Didn't he make like a prediction or something?
You might be thinking of Michael Proctor.
No.
You might be thinking about that guy.
He said something as well. I'll have to look it up, but that was the first time I ever heard of him. So I don't really know much about him. So I help none.
Well, it's a great interview. Head over to Rock Paper Shotgun if you want to read that interview. It was they didn't let up on anything as far as the questions, and they kept pushing him. And John Walker at RPS did a great job with the interview and had plenty of quotes to back up and said, look, you said this. Why are you now saying something completely different? And it resulted in him pretty much saying that he wants to get out of the industry altogether, or at least never talk to press ever again.
How about both?
Well, I think that's pretty much it. And he did a couple of other interviews with some other game sites, and kept saying at the very end that this was his last interview type situation. But the whole fallout from this just seems to be that he's either just fading away now, he's just going to go away and not do anything anymore, or that he's just going to continue working but not talk to anybody anymore. So we'll see. Anyway, we're going to take a break here. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can. Somebody is actually calling us right now, and I will get that here in just a second. So please hang on the line. 334-272-9228 is the number to get in touch with us. We will be right back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. Here's music from Metal Slug. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. Final segment of the show here. That is Music Tyrian, I believe is what that's called. I'm not familiar with the origin of that. So I imagine that's something that someone sent in to us. In fact, they may be in the chat room right now. Ger Snort, perhaps, knows where that's from. But yeah, so welcome back to the show. I would love, boy, if we weren't on the radio, I would do it actually. But I would love to do a chat room roll call right now. But there's a lot of names that I cannot repeat on the air. Kvast Mosan is in there. Clockwork is washed up. Cranio Bob. Fact 7S. Fub Sis Admin. Carlson Walty. Wildfire TV. Shan Shinshin. Piano Finger. Lolcole 1234. Coco 617. I'm just hitting the names that are new that I can pronounce. Grizzly and Gilly. QCMUMU. Mine Man with a number. I don't even know if these are real names anymore. Pizza Guy 553.
Oh, there's the easy one.
There you go. Yeah, good job. Groovy Shark 353.
Oh, I like that.
Ben Bale. Smelton is in there. Mike Anthertz. I know what that is. Yeah.
So you better be careful reading.
I do need to be very. Yeah, I do need to be very careful there. Yep.
With
that's about it. Yeah, there we go.
Dying Light. I got it on PS4. But no, for real, that's actually what I was thinking. I knew that game supported mods. And I'm all about mods from Call of Duty days and stuff. And I definitely plan on repicking that game up on Steam eventually.
Okay, when it goes down on sale.
Yeah, I mean, and I probably will play through the campaign again just because it was fun. But that'll be a while from now. I'll probably pick it up for like $10-15.
That's about how much I paid for it.
Yeah. So if you see a deal like that or something, let me know.
We need to hook up our Steam account so we can do the Steam sharing.
We do.
So that you can just play whatever I've got and I can play whatever you've got. James, I don't think James has really used that too much on my account because I know he and I are connected for the Steam sharing stuff. But
and then another thing. Posted on did any of you guys ever play the Tony Hawk games?
Last one I played was on the GameCube.
But like you played did you play the original ones?
Oh yeah.
First, did you, RJ, at all?
Yeah, I played a few of them.
I never played a single Tony Hawk game.
Wow, I'm sorry.
360. I played one on the 360. One of the Underground or.
Yeah.
I never. The only games that I played in that sort of genre would be SSX, which I know is different, but SSX.
Love that one.
And Skate.
Yeah, Skate was good.
I don't even think I played the first one. I think I played Skate 2.
Well, anyway, so they announced on Tony Hawk's Twitter that his new game's coming out this year, which I loved the original one. So,
wasn't the last one that they had? They had that. Didn't they have a skateboard peripheral that just sort of not work at all?
The last one I played was on PlayStation 1. Okay. I didn't play the one on PlayStation 2.
The last one I picked up was Project 8 or something like that. Trying to think that's the name of it. I'm not quite sure.
Is this for
PS3?
Huh.
I think it was Project 8. I have to look that up now. It's been a long time since I've.
I never did. I don't know. When were those? Those were big during what system? PS2?
PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
See, okay, I know that we've gone over this before, but my gaming situation is that I played the NES and I played Super Nintendo and a bit of the Sega Genesis. And then I dropped off the face of the gaming planet for a very long time.
Yeah.
I was not there for the N64 generation. I was not there for the PSX generation. I missed the Saturn. I wasn't there for any of that. I didn't pick it back up until PS2 and Xbox. That's when I started going back and actually started playing games again.
Yeah, the first Tony Hawk came out in '99, for PlayStation, and then 2,000 for Nintendo 64.
Hmm.
I forgot it was on the 64.
I didn't
First
know
one.
about that either. I need to make more admins in the chat room because I don't think there's people who can keep up with everything that's going on. That's horrible. All right. Anyway, faith in humanity is diminishing. Yes, it is.
Or gone. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day, right?
Just carpet bomb the whole thing there, Nate. Just
Well, I gotta be careful. I don't want to click on someone in the show, or
yeah. Just there you go. Get it going. So anyway, we got the order coming up next. Which was released on a Friday again. Not very weird for people in the UK, but odd for us here in the States. It is a PS4 exclusive. I guess Evolve. What do you plan on doing this next week before the order comes out? What do you plan on, playing?
Just Insurgency and Evolve.
Yeah, I really need to get in that Insurgency with you. Are you playing with anybody else? You just going in there yourself?
I have another guy that him and his friends they play. I haven't had a chance to play with them. I've just played by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So.
What about you, Matt? You be going more Dying Light, I guess.
Yeah, more Dying Light. Hearing Nate talk about it, I think I might install Insurgency because I have it on my Steam account and everything. Just I don't know that maybe, I've always been wanting to get back into playing with friends and stuff because that's where a lot of the fun comes into.
Mm-hmm.
But just also time. Sometimes work gets a little overbearing at times.
Yeah. It can get tough trying to get in everything. I've got a ton of games that I need to get to. I got Dying Light. I got these on the cheap. I did not pay full price for these, but I got Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed Unity on PC now.
Okay. Maybe that'll work. It
It's
should work better, right?
I got it for $20.
Yeah.
And I was good for it. And I got The Crew, which I have not looked into either. So there's a ton there for me to get to. It's just I just haven't got to it. Although I say that, I told you that the next thing on my list isn't until Witcher 3 after the order.
Yeah.
There's just tons of time for me to put in going back and getting these. Will I ever do it? I hardly ever do.
I really enjoyed Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
You should,
I've
think
still
about
got
that.
Witcher 2 to get through
Sure, yeah.
before Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was supposed to hit this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then
They pushed it.
then they pushed it back. So it won't be until May, I think, is when we're getting. I know. Look, if you want to talk for a bit while I grab these, that's all. You're more than welcome.
Okay.
So Insurgency.
You guys go ahead. I'll grab
Yeah.
these phone lines.
Insurgency, is that kind of like old school Counter-Strike?
So you've never played it at all?
I haven't played. I have it in my account, but I haven't played it.
Okay. Depending what type of games it is, to me it's a mixture of. Did you ever play Arma?
Not really. I saw people play
Well,
it.
it's
but
just some of the game styles is like Call of Duty,
okay.
but at most, if you get shot 3 times, you're dead.
Okay.
Period. It has a high, bullets coming by you, your vision goes,
Okay,
you
so you're
know
not
when
like the
hit.
bullet sponges of
Yeah, no.
of some of
you
the
get
other
killed.
games out there.
Did you ever play AA, America's Army?
Oh, briefly when it first came out.
It's like that.
Okay.
It's that style.
Where it's more, I don't want to say realistic, but
It's fairly realistic.
okay.
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
And then there's multiple game types. You can play. What Scott's interested in, and what I was playing is you can play with up to 6 people,
Mhm.
and you're playing against the computer, and the computer will come in hordes, and it'll be like 30 or 40 people coming at you, and you'll be defending or attacking or whatever. It's fun. You should try it.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. And I really need to get back into playing more of Grim Fandango and
Yeah,
streaming
you
that.
played past.
I still haven't played year 2.
Okay.
Work, like I said, has been kind of crazy lately, and just trying to, get back into, get things settled with that. But
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the first year, and I love the game, but I really need to. I want to play more of it and stream it.
Yeah. Now I enjoyed watching you play the first year.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat.
Are these like cases you work on for this Grim Fandango?
It's an adventure game, so you're really just trying to figure out why the crime and corruption is in the land of the dead, and trying to, I guess it tells the story of one guy trying to basically reconnect with a female that he's trying to help out.
See, I was thinking on the lines of something like actively solving cases, like finding clues, doing this and that, like something like before L.A. Noire.
Not
going out
quite
finding
like that,
clues
where
and
you're
everything.
looking for, it's more like in the traditional LucasArts Sierra adventure game,
Mhm.
where you have the different items that sometimes you have to use to solve puzzles. So it's not necessarily like, in the L.A. Noire style of, trying to solve a crime,
Yeah.
but, it's more of a adventure puzzle game.
Yeah. See, I've always heard the title, heard the name, but I never really. You said noir, and I thought like old detective type story or whatnot.
It kind of, like a Maltese Falcon sort of,
Mhm.
noir film.
Mm-hmm. But not
Feel to it.
active crime solving, just adventure
Yeah,
title.
no,
Okay.
not necessarily active crime solving. You're just trying to, there's a whole epic corruption in this area that, in the land of the dead, and part of the story is, I guess breaking that open and figuring out what's going on,
Mhm.
but it's not like a police, style of solving crime.
Okay. That's what I was looking for. All right.
So we're going to try this thing with the phone calls, and hopefully it works. But just know this is live radio, live FCC monitored radio. Please careful with the language. Just be careful with that. #Alien has called in, and hey man, what did you wanted to talk about Dragon Age, correct?
Yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition. I just recently picked it up because, it was really hyped this year, and some other people told me that I should try it out.
Yeah.
And what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good at first, but then I was watching some other people stream Origins, and I didn't get very far in that game because it's actually really difficult. And then, Inquisition now has really gone very casual-like. And then I thought to myself, well, I need to go look at some stats and some abilities on the forums to figure out what's good and what I should use. And it turns out the game is actually way more broken than people realize.
Really?
When James was here, when James was here that time I was out, did he ever talk about Dragon Age? Did that come up?
No.
I don't know how long you've been watching #Alien, which is weird to say, but yes, that's your name. But we've got another guy on the show who isn't here today, but he's a big Dragon Age fan as well. He did get the game, I believe, for PS4, and he was very disappointed with it. And I really wish he was here that you guys could share notes. But yeah, he was not at all happy with that title.
I've heard mixed reviews about it, like, James saying he doesn't like it. Medusa's Mirror says that she does.
She likes it, yeah.
Playing it,
so different strokes
I
for different
guess,
folks,
yeah.
But what did you not like about it?
Well, I enjoyed...
You said it started out pretty good for you, but then it didn't.
Well, it's when I started to delve more into what are the mechanics going on behind all these skills and stuff, because they're really not very detailed, and the stats that they give you are based off of console port, so you can't really hover over anything and look at things. It's not very well ported to the PC, and a lot of the tests that people have done on the forums have resulted in skills that don't even work. The bleed function in the game does not work at all. Things will not bleed.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems pretty,
What are you playing on?
broken.
I'm playing on PC.
Okay, is that something strictly that you've noticed with PC, or is that across the board?
These tests have been done on PC, but all the patches are the same for PC and console. They sync that up.
Well, I mean, obviously it's on PC, so you really... Well, I forgot. Origin has that return policy. You didn't use it, did you?
Inquisition? No, they only for the first 24 hours, and yeah, I did play it. I mean, I am enjoying the game, and it was worth the $60 in comparison to some other things that I've purchased. I was just slightly disappointed looking more past, just what you would see on the screen. I would be completely happy, like everyone else is playing the game, if I didn't go and search out more mechanics based behind the scenes stats.
Well, I mean, so at the end of it, though, I mean, do you still try and play it, or have you just given up?
No, I definitely still try and play it. I enjoy it. I personally like to use a trainer to fly around a little bit because I don't like jumping, and it's really beautiful to play it. Go up on top of the mountains and look around, and You know, there's a lot of things that they did right in that game, and people were saying, is EA coming back where Ubisoft is taking where EA used to be in the past?
Yeah.
Man, Ubisoft got a ton of flack this past holiday season with
They've been having it rough lately.
Unity was a piece of garbage when it released, and I know they had to patch it, but it was just horrible the way that it's not that I don't really necessarily lose faith in publishers, mainly because I don't have faith in the publishers. It more sits with the developers, although I know Ubisoft is a developer as well as a publisher. But
to be honest with you, I'm 30 years old, and I've been gaming since I was 5 when I got my first NES. And I've been online gaming since 1998, when back then all you had was text-based games with multiplayer. And I don't know if it's 2014 or it's just that I'm getting older, but I'm starting to lose a lot of faith in games.
That's a tough one, because I mean we're kind of in the same.
I hate to agree with you with that, but I kind of have to.
Yeah, we're all.
Not that you're getting older, but you're kind of losing faith in games. I know what you mean. I know how it feels. Sometimes you feel, well, I guess you know where this goes to. This is likely why I do what I do when I buy games. Try to find the cheapest deal I can, because I feel like I've been robbed too many times.
Oh yeah, ESO really stopped me in my tracks when it came to just buying games blindly. After I bought ESO, I was just like, wow, what have I done?
Which one was it that you bought
Outer Scrolls Online.
Oh, you're the one.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, man.
My friends talked me into it, and when I started playing the game, I was just like, this game is really terrible, and they didn't realize it. And I didn't even get a chance to play with them, but it turns out you can't even play with anybody on that game anyways.
For one thing, Elder Scrolls isn't my cup of tea anyway.
Yeah.
But from everybody that I heard who got into that, it was not the best of...
They destroyed the franchise. They did.
Well, did they?
Because back to single player, it'd be fine if Bethesda makes it, but it wasn't Bethesda that made it.
No, it wasn't. No, it was not Bethesda. Yeah. But I mean, do you feel like the franchise is destroyed? I mean, because this was kind of an experiment of itself with the Elder Scrolls being online.
If they still come out with the Elder Scrolls, what would it be 6?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they really had no choice. People were screaming for multiplayer so much ever since. What was the one right before Skyrim?
Oblivion.
Yeah, I went to say that, but I wasn't certain.
Yeah,
that one, they were making mods and trying to get multiplayer into it, and people just wanted to play it with each other.
What was the last game you bought where you didn't feel that sort of way, where maybe your faith in gaming had been restored, or at least you thought it might be headed in that direction?
I think World of Warcraft held my attention as a multiplayer game the most.
Okay.
Faster Than Light, was a really solid game, and I don't know if I'm allowed to even discuss this, but pirating games is a good way to try them out before buying them. And I know that's illegal and all that, but for somebody that's really poor, it's something you really need to test drive before you buy.
There's
We've all been there, I think.
I
Really?
can tell you right now, I've never pirated a game. I never have.
I did a lot in my past.
Well, let me tell you this: it's not because I am. It's not because I think it's wrong. It's because I just don't. I don't exactly know how to do all the stuff that needs to be done for that. Maybe it's easier than what it was a long time ago when I looked into this stuff.
Yeah.
But I look at renting basically is where I go.
Yeah.
I use games.
Yeah, what happened to demos? Do demos even exist anymore?
Not really.
Demos became a PR nightmare, honestly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Demos. See, the problem with demos, they would rather let you rent the game, or at least they would rather look. If publishers had their way, they wouldn't let you do any of this. No. They wouldn't want you to rent it at all. They want you to pay full price so they get the cut of the money. Demos, especially the free ones. Well, I don't even know if there's any. I don't even think there's paid demos, but demos gave the consumer the ability to purchase or not purchase the game before it was even released. It killed pre-order sales. The negative outweighed the positive of releasing a demo. The positive of releasing a demo is that pre-order sales increase. Sales of the game increase. that's good. The negative is that pre-order sales diminish or don't even exist, or sales diminish or don't even exist. And the negative on that was not worth the positive, or the chance of the positive on that. And I think that's why you don't see a lot of demos today. I think that's the case. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there who could tell you otherwise. But
I miss back in, I think back when I think of demos, I think of the original Doom, how the first chapter was, free to play. It was a free demo. And then, people played that, then you enjoy that, so you buy the other 2 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that I kind of enjoyed. I guess maybe now, instead of demos, Redbox?
Redbox works, but not, at least not in our area, because first off, it's a PC exclusive. You're screwed.
Yeah.
If it's on a next gen system, the Redboxes in our area don't have next gen systems already in there. They're still on the last gen systems, and some of those they don't even get the new games right away. So the best way that I go with this is either GameFly, which I still have and haven't been using very much of, or I do the Blockbuster thing or not Blockbuster, the Best Buy situation that I've got, which is unique to those people who are in the Gamers Club system to get the games, return them, and you're only out about $5, and that's kind of a rental system there. But demos, you're right, demos are. There's some that exist. Talos Principle had a demo on PC. Stanley Parable, I believe, had a demo, but I don't know exactly why they went away. Somebody, I think it was Lavos in the chat room, said that demos are work. You have to set aside a team that makes a demo, or a group or somebody who's working on the game itself, saying, "Hey, stop working on the main game, work on the demo, so we can get that out."
But, all right, instead of demos, remember before Human Revolution was released, it was sort of like mysteriously leaked on the internet? And, it's a good first, I would say, third of the game or so.
That's where it goes right. That's where your positivity outweighs the negative parts of things, because they released that. I say they released it.
People were on the fence, I think, and then
air quote leaked.
Yeah.
And then people got it and said, "This is great. I'm going to get the full game."
Exactly. So
when was the last demo you played? Hashtag.
Oh, wow. I don't even remember. It's been so many years since I've even seen one. That's why I asked you guys where they even went, because it seems like something that was a previous generation ago.
Like I said, the Talos Principle would be the last one that I played, the demo of that, because it's on Steam and it was completely free.
I guess for me, it would have been like that Human Revolution, because I kind of feel that maybe was in a way a demo of, because it demonstrated what the game was going to be. And before that, I was like, I enjoy the original Deus Ex immensely. The second one was terrible, but that got me really interested in the new one. And by playing that, I was like, I want more, and so I bought the full game.
I think the last one I got was Child of Light. It was the last demo.
That was
what
a demo.
What is going on with this chat? I mean, did somebody send a bunch of trolls here on purpose?
I don't know how that. I don't know. I don't know, man. I will tell you this. This is the most that we've ever had in our chat room at one time.
The most I've ever seen any channel get bombed with trolls.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how we got advertised or how it got out there, but I mean, I'm for the legitimate ones, we're grateful to have them,
yes.
But I'm sorry. I'm hopefully it's not ruining it for everybody else. We're doing the best we can to ban these guys as soon as we notice that they're.
Yeah, Nathan is really patient. I appreciate that. Nathan.
Yeah, he's
great.
He's on the list there. And by the way, thank you for being civilized. We appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. I talked to Nathan on, I think it was Ventrilo. It was his little clan thing about a month ago when I first saw your channel, and I was complaining a lot, and after that, I just removed him as a friend because I knew I would complain and complain.
Where are you calling from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in. We got to go because we're gonna wrap this thing up here pretty soon. So, but we appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
All right, see you guys.
See you.
Take care.
No, definitely. Yeah, thanks for listening.
No, yeah, we know. Again, we have never seen the chat room like this ever. In the 2 years, 2.5 years, I think, that we've been on Twitch.
Yeah.
We've never seen it like this. We're in our 9th year now. It's never been like this. So
We got rickrolled once on the air, but that was
fun.
yeah.
That was fun. This is not
insane.
fun.
I like
it. Well,
Nate's having a good time.
I just don't appreciate some of the comments that are being said in the chat room. That's all.
No.
I'll give you that way. I'll give you that much. But for those of you who have called, we don't have time to get your call. We were on the air for 2 hours, but we didn't start getting calls until the last little segment
half hour,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. So apologize about that, especially for those of you who are actually legitimately calling, not to just be an ass. But yeah, so we're going to run. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the chat room. I would love to do a roll call, but there is just way too many of you.
75.
75 people in the chat room. I cannot. And some of those names I can't even pronounce. And some of you who are banned are still in the chat room, and I'm not even going to give you the time of day for that. But for all of you who are legitimately listening, for those of you who are legitimately watching and enjoying the show, we appreciate it. And we hope you'll join us again. And we hope this doesn't happen again. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or wherever you get our show for later use. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. You can find us on our Twitch channel, of course. Don't forget to subscribe there. And we've got a Steam group you can join up with over there and play with games with us and other listeners. We'd love to have some Evolve people to play Evolve with. Nate, I know, needs some Insurgency players as well. So we would love to have you join up and do that. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Have a great Valentine's Day and have a great week. We will see you next Saturday. I don't know what this music is, but I'm just going to let it play out because I'm beat. See you next week. It's Punch Out! That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm punching out. Getting the hell out of here.